Mr. R32. I don't know if you can hear it now, but I can hear the turbo spool in that car right now, and it sounds crazy. Sounds so good. Woo. Things that it's so good. Alright, we have made it to the Bosch Service Center. Good morning, you guys. We're having a fantastic day. As you can tell, we're currently in Tony's Mark 6 GLI. The Savoy does not run properly. Miley has a horrible metal clinking sound, which I'm pretty sure is coming from the clutch area. I don't think it's the axle. I mean, it'd be nice if it was the axle. That's a much easier fix than actually dropping the trans off and going through all that stuff. But I think it's something to do with the clutch or the pressure plate or the fly. Something in there is making a very not happy rattling sound. We need to figure it out. But I need to get my daily car, the Savoy, running properly first. So I stopped by the Bosch Service Center, which Jimmy recommended. I'm gonna talk to them real quick and see what's the best time for me to drop the Savoy off so I can try and figure it out and fix that car because I need it up and running very, very soon, and then go ahead and get Miley starting to be pulled apart and try to figure out what the issue is. Like I said, I'm still praying it's an axle, but I don't think it is. More than likely, I have to drop the trans off the car and just see something's broken or loose or whatever the case may be. I don't know, we'll see. All right, so I just spoke with a very nice gentleman named Deegan, super cool guy. I talked about the car. He said that sounds extremely strange for all things that I've tried, and there's still no better results. But they can work on the car, they can fix it, or they can try to fix it. That's not a problem. The only issue is, and again, my luck with everything, the guy who normally does the diagnostics, or whatever the guy for what I need, is gone till the 5th, not the 15th, we're gone till November of next month. So I have an appointment right now booked for November 5th. Drop the car off on that day, but that's still a little under a month away, which is a long time to not have this car running. So I might try and go somewhere else in the time being. I mean, I probably need to, but I do want to bring the car here as well because they have a very nice center. Everyone says great things about the shop, so I want the car to go here. They can just go through everything and make sure it's all good to go. But I do need a daily car. I do need it to run. So I don't know. My luck. Of course, the guy's on vacation right now, but so now we will head home. And we will start pulling apart Miley and start that mess. Look how awesome that thing is. I really love seeing the trees like this. Coming from Florida, we don't really have trees that do this too much. It's really cool to see this. All the colors look so good. Back home, and now the real fun can begin. I'm gonna go ahead and, just for today at least, pull out this driver's side axle and inspect it. I don't think that's the issue. I mean, it'd be nice if it was, but I don't think it is. The real problem is more than likely gonna be somewhere inside the transfer there with the clutch, the flywheel, the pressure plate. Something in there is the problem, because when I'm driving, I hear the sounds like clack, 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 clack. When I press the clutch pedal down and open up the clutch, the sound goes away. There's no issue. So if it was the axle, it's still spinning regardless if the clutch is engaged or not. You would still hear the sound. But when I open the clutch up, the sound goes away completely. And so, I don't plan on pulling the trans out of this car, but if we must, we must. What is strange though is that the car will move fine with the clutch. Like, so right now I'm not gonna use any gas, just clutch. So I mean, the car moves no problem with just the clutch, no gas at all. There's no like chattering, no clanking sound. That's so weird. All right, we're gonna go for a quick ride and see what it does today. Because right now, I haven't heard it at all yet, but doesn't mean it's gone, we'll see. Just kidding, it's still there. Oh, now it's gone. Oh, there it is. All right, so you can hear right now, clutch in, Sound goes away, clutch out. So yeah, definitely something in the clutch. Alright, well there's a little test drive. You guys can hear the sound clear as day. The sound only happens when the clutch pedal is not pressed. As soon as I press the clutch pedal in and open up the clutch, it just goes away, gone. And I'll let the clutch back out again, you hear it clack, 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 clack. It's such a weird, so it makes me think it's something to do with the clutch, but when the car is sitting still, I can move the car forward and backwards with just the clutch sub, no gas at all. And there's no sound, no indication of anything wrong, no like hesitation, no jerking, nothing. I don't know, it's so weird. So maybe it is the axle or maybe a combination of both. I don't know, we're gonna pull the axle out and inspect it first, then we'll go further if we need to. I gotta say, I am not thrilled the rain's back. We had like, what, 5 days of nice weather, but not excited about the rain. So I've got the car up in the air. What I want to do now is turn the car on, put it in gear, and let it just spin freely, and until I can't hear any noise. I did that at Steve's house as well to try and see what it was, but there was no noise at all, so it kind of just like went away. But we're gonna try again. So if I can't hear anything or like visually see, or try and just narrow it down a little bit. So car's on, it's in first gear right now. So as of right now at this speed, I can't hear anything. So I'll keep doing some more tests until I can't find something. So I looked around at like everything possible. I revved the car up. I could kind of hear the sound a little bit, but not near as dramatic as on the road when there's like weight on the car. I can't tell if it's coming from the inside of the axle or if it's like actually inside the transmission. It's kind of hard to tell like here because my car's kind of loud. It's hard to pinpoint where it's coming from, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull this axle off and inspect it and just start there and then just keep on going if we have to. It is officially axle pulling time. It's actually a very simple job. There's one 30mm nut on the front side here. I think there's like 6. It's a triple square, like so, on the actual inside of the axle. And the best way to do this, there's 3 bolts on the bottom side on the control arm, on like the ball joint area. Undo those, you should be able to move the entire the strut and the whole like brake assembly kind of out of the way and pull it straight out. And then we can go ahead and inspect that one and see if it's broken. I'm praying the axle is messed up. Like I said, there's no grease anywhere, the boot's not broken. I'm hoping something internally is wrong. That way I can just put a new axle in versus pull my transmission, because I don't want to do that. At this point we have the center 30mm nut off and the washer in one spot. The 3 13mm bolts that go under on here on the control arm that hold this to the ball joint, all kind of stuff. And then we have there it is, the M8 triple square that we use to take off the 6 nuts or the 6 bolts on the inside of the axle back over there. Everything's off, so all I'm gonna do now is move this entire assembly. You can see how it's loose. Move that to the side, pull the axle out, and go ahead and inspect it. And then for anyone wondering, the easiest way for me at least to get to the inside bolts on the axle, I use my impact with a bunch of extensions and then the M8 at the end and go straight in. I can stand right here and go all the way in and get them out versus laying on your back with a ratchet and going under the car. I just prefer this. It's easier for me. Either way it works, but this is how I do it. Alright, let's get this axle out of here. And let's also pray that it's broken somewhere, because I don't want to pull the trans out. Not that it's that difficult to do, it's just time consuming and I just don't feel like doing it, so hopefully we don't have to. So I'll pull this through. And that axle a bit. There she is, there she is. I don't really see anything immediately wrong, but we'll do some more inspecting and see. Please be broken. Alright, so just like looking at this axle, I don't see anything wrong with that. There's hardly any miles on this anyways, but on this side, all the bearing pieces are still there. It has motion. I don't hear any weird sounds going on. The boot's not broken, and I don't feel anything in there. Like if I twist it, this all seems to be supposed to be front side, same thing. I don't hear any noises. I'm gonna call Greg and show him and just have him verify, but I'm pretty sure this is fine. Like I don't see any tails of like, I don't know, any metal anywhere, any bearings popping out, any unusual sounds. So we'll see what Greg thinks, but I think the axle's fine, which sucks because that means we have to go further in. So while waiting to hear back from Greg, I decided I was gonna try and start the Savoy up a little bit, but as you can see, she's dead. Well, she's not dead yet, but it's like running out of juice, so it doesn't want to start. Like, it won't start at all right now. So gonna try and jump it, let it run for just a minute, and I don't know, I just want to start the car. All right, well, I tried for about 10 minutes, have the car plugged into my car, hooked up, charged the battery up. Still can't get it to start. I'm not sure what happened or why it won't start now. Before, it would at least run a little bit before it turned back off, but won't start in the slightest bit. So this car can just, I don't know, can just sit there, I guess. With my car, when I first had the car up earlier today, I put it in gear, and I kind of just like went through the gears to kind of hear if I heard any kind of sounds or anything weird. When the car was going before with the wheel on, the axle in, I felt like a bit of a vibration in the front of the car. No sound, but I could feel the car like kind of like shaking like this. Now with that axle out and like on the transmission part, the little cup where it usually screws into, that part's spinning, but now with the axle gone, I don't feel this shaky vibration anymore. It may have to do with the axle or just because the wheel's off the ground, there's no weight on it. Maybe I'll try and get another axle tomorrow and swap it in to see what happens. But more than likely I have to pull the trans off and see what's going on in there. I don't want to, but I haven't heard back from Greg yet to see if the axle is bad or not. But to me it looks good. I don't see any loose pieces, no weird clanking, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I would love to be wrong. So I spoke with Greg, explained all that's going on with the sounds and stuff. Being that the sound is only coming when the clutch is engaged and not when it's disengaged, he said it might possibly be a throwout bearing, maybe the slate or the master cylinder is not fully disengaging and it's still slightly pressing on the fork of the pressure plate a little bit, making kind of make that weird sound every now and then. Possibly the axle, which I am going to try a new axle if I can get a new one tomorrow and swap that in, just because the axle is very, very easy to swap in and out. And then if it is that, awesome. If it's not, we have more things to do. Now I can pull this whole motor out of this car. I've done it multiple times. It's not a problem to do. The problem though, this rock floor. If I was still at home with my smooth garage floor, my engine hoist, all those kind of stuff, it'd be very easy to do that. But here, trying to move an engine hoist on this floor, it's not gonna happen. I had the worst time trying to roll just that engine over there on the dolly, and it dug through the floor. It was a giant nightmare. I don't have a hoist here. I can't lift anything to move it. Trying to do that job here would be so much effort and just not worth it. If I do have to pull the trans off the car to get inside there and see what's going on, it either needs to go to the hobby shop and I need to rent a bay with a lift, use that for a few days, pull it off, inspect it what needs to be inspected, order the new part, put it back on, and we're good to go. Or I might just go to a shop and say, hey, this is the sound I'm having, fix it, give it back to me, because I don't really have the time to have this car down when this car's already down, and I don't want to drive Tony's car around because that's not why it's here. So hopefully we'll get a new axle tomorrow, and hopefully the axle fixes all of our issues. If it doesn't, then we gotta figure out step 2 of where and how we're gonna pull the trans off, and then diagnose the issue from there, and then fix it, and then get this car back on the road, because I can't have another Mark III down. I already have one that doesn't want to do anything. I can't have another one that doesn't want to do anything. So for right now, I'm just gonna put the bolts back in on the bottom side of the control arm and hook that back together, put the wheel on, and just push the car back inside, put it away, leave this out. There's no sense in putting that one back in just to pull back out tomorrow when I get a new one. So leave that out. I'm gonna go to GK tomorrow as early as possible. Have them, if they don't have it in stock, which they probably don't, have them order me an axle. That way it can hopefully be there by the afternoon. If it's not gonna be there till like the next day or whatever, I might go to the junkyard and try and just grab an axle out of, I mean, I have an axle right here, but that's another car to pull it out of. I go to the junkyard and pull an axle out of one of the cars over there. There's multiple ones there. Grab an axle, just swap it in, just to see if I get any different results. If I have a new axle in the car and I have the exact same sound coming, then we know it's not that axle. Maybe it's the passenger side, but the sound's mostly on the driver's side. So we'll see. We shall see. All right, she's all put away for the night. Tomorrow we get an axle. Fingers crossed that's my problem. I'm hoping it's something like inside here that I can't actually see, because the outside looks to be fine. I'm hoping something inside here is actually messed up, and that's my problem, because I just want to put an axle in and be done. I don't want to have to try and pull all this stuff out or take it somewhere, because it's just a lot of effort to do all that. Please be an axle. Please be an axle. And then I need a guy over here to come back on vacation and fix this car, but I'll probably take it to Sasha. I just want to go to Bosch. They had all that technology and stuff, and I heard good reviews about them. But I need a daily car like ASAP, so we'll see. Meh. These broken Mark 3s. Not gonna lie to you guys, this really makes me want to have another Mark 4, just like Gracie. I wish we still had Gracie, to be honest with you. Automatic, nothing crazy, not a show car, didn't need to touch it, just it did what it was supposed to do every single time. Not to say it was never gonna break, but like, that was a really good car. Why can't you be a good car? Why you're a good car? Why can't you be a good car? You're not a good car. You're just a pain. Stupid cars. All right, boys and girls. Hopefully tomorrow brings us some better news, or we then know it's time to pull the trans, which I don't want to do. I really don't want to do that. Like I said, if I was at home with a smooth floor, my hoist, and all of my stuff, it'd be no problem to do. But to do it here would be a giant nightmare. I don't even have an engine lift here, so I have to go buy one of those or rent it from somewhere, and that's just such a hassle. So either have to go to the hobby shop, rent a bay with the lift, and do it there. That sucks too, because I mean, it'd be nice to have a bay with the lift, but then I have to go there, rent the bay for the day, pull the trans off, diagnose the problem, order parts, wait for the parts to come in, then put it all back in. So now we're in the process of just waiting and taking up space, and I don't know if I want to do that. Or I can try and find a shop and say, hey, just make this sound go away. But hopefully tomorrow will bring some good news. I'm just praying, just please let it be an axle. Axles are so simple. Pop in, pop out, done, sound fixed. I'm just praying. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to be thankful for today. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.